I do know that there is something flying that is unacknowledged. I've never been read into that program. I know it exists, and here's why. Because I know the customer for this program. The customer is, again, NGA, National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. And so this intelligence agency, of course, is concerned with imagery intelligence, optically and electro-optically. So whatever is flying that is unacknowledged, whatever shape it might be, is collecting from an aerospace altitude those types of data. And that's all I know, and that's all I can say. I personally have been never cleared or do not have any knowledge of other craft, but I don't discount anything. And I say the phenomenon with a capital P because that's the way the government kind of lumps it all together. Whether it be like metallic craft, light energy orbs, presence of ETs, in a corporeal sense, higher consciousness, what's being channeled, what's being experienced, it's all labeled under the phenomenon, including, as we learned, the more disturbing aspects of the phenomenon, which appear to be malevolent to human beings. So it's all lumped under phenomenon. And the fact that we can discuss this now is a big step forward. Now, as far as what the government doesn't know, I addressed it, this phenomenon that seems to be malevolent or from strangers, I call it. The government, I think, is still grappling with that issue. And I say strangers in the sense that it is my personal belief that there are residents, visitors, and strangers. Residents being, I believe, entities that have been here long before humanity appeared, and in fact, may have had some hand in making us who we are today. And the visitors might actually be from other worlds. And the strangers, I don't know where they're from, but it seems very frightening to read the accounts of people, documented people who have experienced very disastrous effects, very tragic effects with their health from encountering the disturbing aspects of the phenomenon.
The dialogue we're having now in this country, even with the recent legislation that passed through the legislature and is on its way up to the president's desk, even with that, we're kind of preparing the U.S. population, at least, and by extension, the world population, into that reality that there is a presence here, and that we need to explain this presence. Because if they show up and we continue to do what we did before previous decades, and they show up, there will be mass panic. But if you understand that these are real, and we have 5 years from 2022, or maybe now 4 years, if they come in 2027, for the U.S. government to prepare the people about what is up there. And in many ways, I think the word got out within the government that they're showing up in 2027, and we better be prepared. And if not, there's going to be a lot of explaining to do. And so I think that dialogue has happened within, inside the government, in certain areas inside the government, that we need to prepare. And that's why in 2017, that set a clock of 10 years. And why Lou Elizondo earlier in this year said, just find a hobby for 5 years. And, it'll all be out in 5 years. And he said that this year. So that was 2027. Huh. And I would say I've heard 2027 in a kind of an official capacity that I can't reveal. So I think I would say that people in the government are aware of something happening, and that there's limited time, a few more years to prepare the people. And that's what's ramping up this acceleration from the previous 7 decades of not even acknowledging it to now we are acknowledging it at a faster and faster pace.